For today's video, I wanted to talk to you about something a little bit more serious, something that I'm going to call the Instagram effect. This is just kind of like an open discussion conversation video. I'm really looking to talk to you guys and just kind of share something that was kind of a revelation to me. Just kind of some interesting stuff that I've been musing around when it comes to social media and appearance and image and how you really take on the world and what effect the world has on you. As most people know, I was born in the 90s, 1992, 11, 11, 11, at 11, 11, and then 9 plus 2 is 11. 11's kind of a number. Back then, social media and technology was like not a thing. And even when it became a thing, like kids would play like the Oregon Trail at school and stuff, I was still the kid like out doing their own nerd stuff, creating fires where I shouldn't be, catching bumblebees with my bare hands, and chasing other kids around the playground pretending it was a cat. Hissing, scratching, and biting them. Yes, it was a very special child. But back then, social media really wasn't a big thing, and as I got older through middle school and high school is when social media, phones, things really started to kind of come at us as a generation. And I understand that there are younger generations now who are growing up with phones and Instagram and Twitter and all this stuff. So you could definitely say that I personally was a late bloomer on top of that generation. But what's interesting to me is the effect that Instagram and social media as a whole has really had on people, and being in the social media space, I see that changing people and I see that doing different things. I don't talk about it a lot because it's still something that has been psychologically damaging to me, but I did go through a lot of ridicule and bullying through school. And you know, that's really hard. You're a student, you're a teenager, you are battling parents, you are battling yourself, you're trying to find your place in this world. You have other students that you are trying to make friends with, but also comparing yourself to. And it's hard enough to grow up with puberty and hormones and acne as it is. And when I was growing up, I did have very negative experiences with bullying and with other people. Social media was not really a huge part of that. Like there was Facebook and there was like MySpace, but it wasn't all consuming. You know, and as humans, I believe that we do compare ourselves, and honestly, as a child, I compared myself to a lot of different people, but the people who I had to compare myself to were like the popular people in school, or the track person who could run the fastest, or the drama nerd who could sing or dance or act the best. But now we're literally comparing ourselves to strangers across the world who we're following on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. When it came to like celebrities and stuff, the only things that we would see is celebrities in magazines. And so yeah, we could compare ourselves to those celebrities in magazines, but it wasn't really tangible. It was like, oh, that's a celebrity, that's totally different, but here's our life. And when it comes to social media, that kind of switched things on its head. All of a sudden, these celebrities became real people with real lives who were sharing things with us. And then all of a sudden, we're putting ourselves out there on social media. Every single person, of course, wants to put their best foot forward. I want to put my good side out with, you know, nice clear skin and a beautiful smile. Certain people want to have a certain physique or have a certain aura to them or have certain things that they add to their persona, such as hobbies or classes of wealth or whatever it may be. And of course, as humans, we want to put the best things forward. But what that's done has taken us as humans and being multidimensional people to just putting out this one facade of ourselves. That's great, that's wonderful and all, but then when I'm scrolling through Instagram, when I'm on Facebook or Twitter, that's all I see. I don't see my friends and the people in my real life struggling, going through things, having actual emotional experiences. And the most emotional we get on Facebook is literally like reposting a quote from someone else's wall that is actually very relevant and deep to our lives, but it's just like, well, here's a quote because, you know, I really don't want to open up, but this is my way of saying that, you know, I'm hurt or I need help or something. Give it a couple thumbs up, and if I don't get at least 60 thumbs up, then I'm gonna cry about it. And we literally judge ourselves and our self-worth now on likes, on comments, on reposts, on views. And that's what makes us valuable as people. As I've kind of stepped back into like the college scene, it's, you know, it's different because I am a different generation, but seeing this happen to younger generations and even seeing it in the educational scene that I am in, literally, that's how people are judging themselves. And the Instagram effect has been huge. On the flip side, there are people out there, even celebrities, who are coming out and showing their real personality and showing some of their hardships, which is great. But unfortunately, that's a very small percentage. Most things are filtered, edited, completely done up. And with this rise in social media, something that's really interesting is the rise that we've seen in plastic surgery. Now, I'm not here to say that plastic surgery is good or bad or anything. It's your body, it's your life. You should do what makes you happy. But if you are trying to get plastic surgery or trying to do some body modification or altering thing because someone told you that you're ugly or you feel insecure, that thing is not going to make you feel better. If you are in a negative place in your mind, no matter how much you do the outside, no matter how many expensive things you wear or how much surgery you get, it's not going to fix on the inside. And I speak from personal experience. I have never personally had any plastic surgery or any kind of surgery other than my wisdom teeth. But I did have a big problem with materialism, and it was at a time in my life where I was trying to figure out what I was. I was kind of putting up a facade, and if you guys want me to talk about that in the future, let me know, because yes, I was pretending to be a person that I wasn't, but I was actually being that person. And maybe it's like I wasn't pretending at all because I was that person. It's just that I was trying too hard to be that person. It stems from religion. It stems from very personal issues with how I identify as a human being, and that's stuff that I don't talk about here, and I kind of shut that off of YouTube when I got over that materialism thing. But it's just like, yes, that was a piece of me, but I was trying too hard to push that. But I felt that that's what I needed to do in order to keep up with the world that was spinning around me. And as I was saying, as we've seen a rise in social media, we've seen a huge rise in plastic surgery. A whole bunch of 16-year-olds are asking their parents to co-sign for lip injections and fillers. While if that's what you want to do with your life, that is great and that is fine. Just think that there will be repercussions, or things will change as you get older. And so I'm not here to say that that is a negative or positive change, but it's something that we looked at in a psychology class that I'm taking. How social media has that effect on an entire nation. Again, getting personal, I actually dated someone who was very anti-social media. This person had absolutely no social media presence at all. Actually kind of hated the fact that I had social media and kind of cut me down for it, which is kind of ironic because we met on Instagram. I like slid through the DMs and I was like, hey, and then we started dating, and then they just got this anti-social media thing going on. And I totally understand that premise because it can be damaging, it can send out the wrong message, it can be fueling the wrong fire. But their thought was by them and everyone else jumping off social media, then it wouldn't be a problem. That's not true. If you just stay quiet, nothing gets done. Instead of forcing yourself off of social media, use social media as a power and put out the right message, because every single time you like a photo, every single time you repost a photo, every single time you engage with something, you are in a way promoting that. That is something that you are endorsing. And the more things that we like are the more things that are going to be popular. So what's interesting is that you feel like you have no control over this Instagram effect, this social media, where in reality it's us who are actually directing where that goes. So it's just kind of an interesting premise to me. And like I said, I would really like to hear your experience and your opinion on the Instagram effect and how that's affected you or what you think. If you do want to follow me on social media, shameless self-promotion, I do have social media pages at Cassandra Bankson. And I mean, as a human, honestly, I do post filtered photos sometimes. There are modeling photos where they have completely retouched my blemishes. But at the same time, I feel like on my social media, I do want to put forward my ugly face. And, you know, me chilling with my cats and my hashtag no makeup selfie, laying on the floor, shamelessly eating vegan pancakes. But thank you guys for allowing me to talk about this. But if you guys do want to hear the story of kind of my bout with materialism, or you know, the pressure that I felt on YouTube to be perfect after my channel blew up, I really had a very hard time handling everything, and I did some very self-destructive things to try to cope with what was going on, and I've never really spoken about that. Or the time I was a model and flew to Italy to get called fat by Calvin Klein when I was dramatically underweight, which is all very scary stuff that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to bring people down, but it's like this was a part of my life, and I've healed from that and I've grown from that. And anyways, but know that I love you guys, and overall social media is a part of our life, so we have to learn to work with it because it's not going anywhere. Which I'm kind of glad about, because if I had to live my life without lolcat memes, YouTube makeup tutorials, and Pokemon Go vines, I don't know what my life would be. I would literally be like staring at a wall, shaking in a corner all day, every day. Anyways, I love you guys. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this discussion, and I do post new videos every Monday and Thursday, so if you want to be a social media addict, you can hit that subscribe button and the little dingy ding button. There's like a button that notifies you when I post a video. If we're gonna be social media addicts, let's do it. Let's go hard or go home. But I love you guys, and I cannot wait to see you all on Instagram and in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.